What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another FPL video on the channel. And in today's one, we are going to be looking at my team selection for game week 27 as the Premier League games are coming thick and fast. But with that being said, here's a quick update on how we performed in game week 26. As you guys can see on your screens, we managed to get a score of 80 points in game week 26, which meant I got a small green arrow up to 729k. And at the moment, the redemption arc is looking very, very good. It's now back-to-back green arrows. And even though it's a small green arrow, it's still a bit of progress, and I just simply cannot complain. Hopefully things do continue going well for us, and hopefully during this redemption arc we can continue to get those green arrows. But listen, guys, I'm not going to spend too much time talking about game week 26 as I literally just posted my my game week reaction video. So yeah, if you haven't seen my initial thoughts and reaction on game week 26, then make sure you guys do check out my latest YouTube video that I posted yesterday. But with that being said, guys, let's waste no more time and let's get straight into my team selection for game week 27. Alright, guys, so first things first, I do want to point out that I am most likely going to roll the transfer this week. Currently, I do actually have 2 free transfers, so if I was to roll, it means I would take 3 free transfers going into game week 28, which I feel like is really important because I'm not playing my free hit in game week 29, right? So transfers to me are very, very valuable, and I want to sort of stack up on transfers leading up to game week 29, so I'm in a flexible position to make those transfers to take out the players in my team that are blanking in that week, right? So yeah, that is the plan. I don't really want to be using transfers on short-term punts or short-term players because, like I said, I'm not using my free hit in game week 29. So yeah, I'm most likely just going to be saving the transfer this week and rolling. So listen, with that being said, let's get straight into the starting 11. We'll start things off with the goalkeeper and the back line. In goal, we've got David Raya and then a back three of Gabriel, Konate and Trent Alexander-Arnold. On the bench, we do have Mazraoui and we do have Mykolenko. Now, first things first, right? I'm not going to lie. When I was planning my team about, I don't know, 6 or 7 game weeks ago, the original plan was to actually start Mazraoui, right? On paper, you'd say that he's actually got the best fixture out of my defenders, right? Ipswich at home on paper is a great fixture. And as I said, probably the best out of all my defenders in my team. However, Manchester United absolutely stink. And I'm not going to lie, as time has gone on, we've just got worse and worse and worse. So with that being said, I actually just feel like Manchester United will concede in this game. And for that reason, I think I'm just going to bench Mazraoui. Like originally, I wanted to bench Konate for this fixture as he's playing Newcastle, and I wanted to start Mazraoui. But honestly, I'd rather just bank on Liverpool getting a clean sheet against Newcastle because, as I said, Manchester United are really, really poor. And I feel like Ipswich do have the players like Liam Delap, like Amari Hutchinson, right, that can actually hurt Manchester United. And yeah, we're just so poor. I don't really have to, I probably don't have to explain myself. I think you guys know, watching Manchester United, we can all see how bad we are, right? We can all see that. So yeah, Mazraoui's going to be on the bench. We've also got Mykolenko on the bench as well against Brentford away. Listen, you guys know I've got double Brentford attack. There's no way on earth I'm going to be starting Mykolenko against my double Brentford attack. It just isn't the optimal play. So yeah, that leaves me with Trent, Konate and Gabriel. I think, look, on paper, Newcastle at home is not an easy fixture. However, I actually do think, right, Newcastle are definitely going to take more of a defensive approach in this game, which could actually benefit the Liverpool defence, right? I do think Newcastle will take more of a defensive approach in this game. I wouldn't be surprised if Newcastle do set up in a back 5. We've seen them do it a couple times this season, so yeah, I wouldn't be too surprised if Newcastle do set up in a back 5. I think they did it against Arsenal in the second leg of the Carabao Cup. But yeah, I think, look, Newcastle defensively in the last 2 games have been really, really bad, right? They conceded 3 goals against Nottingham Forest and they conceded 4 goals against Man City. So there's 7 goals conceded in their last 2 games. It's not great. Now, I think Eddie Howe is probably going to recognise this, and as he's going away to Anfield, I do feel like he's going to set up defensively. And I actually think that benefits my Liverpool defenders, especially if they go to like a 5 at the back, because it means less options going forward and less attacking players on the pitch, right? So listen, it's not the easiest fixture on paper. However, Liverpool still are probably the best defensive team in this Premier League this season. So yeah, let's just see what happens there. But we've also got David Raya and Gabriel to complete the Arsenal double up. Yes, I still have double Arsenal defence. They do have a pretty tough fixture against Nottingham Forest away from home. I do think it's going to be really, really difficult for Arsenal. I think Nottingham Forest are going to recognise that it's a really important fixture, and I think they're going to play up to the occasion, man. I think they're going to put in a very, very good performance because they're going to be pushing to get Champions League football. I think they're going to recognise that Arsenal are in a really vulnerable spot at the moment with their recent form and injuries. I think the fans are going to be absolutely up for it as well. So yeah, I think, look, Nottingham Forest are going to recognise it's a big game, and I do think they're going to turn up to the occasion, and I think Arsenal are going to struggle. I really do. But the thing is, even though I have this opinion, I'm still not going to take out Raya or Gabriel, purely because, number one, they have a fixture in Game Week 29, and as I already made it clear, right, I'm not playing my free hit in Game Week 29, so I don't feel like it's actually worth taking out a player or using a transfer to take out a player that has a fixture in 29. It feels like a waste, especially because I've got about 5 players in my team who don't have a fixture in Game Week 29, right? So my transfers need to be towards taking out players who don't have a fixture in 29, as I'm not playing my free hit. So that's one of the reasons why I don't really want to waste a transfer taking out Ray or Gabriel. But also, it's mainly because I'm not actually convinced by really any defense in the Premier League, right? At this moment in time, I just don't feel like it's worth taking out Gabriel, taking out Raya, especially because I don't really need the funds for any other player. If I needed the funds maybe to upgrade one of my cheaper midfielders, then fair enough, it would make sense. But because I don't really need the extra funds, it just feels like there's no point really taking out Raya to move to another defender. There's no point in taking out Gabriel to move to another defender at this moment in time. Because as I said, right, the transfers, building up the transfers to take out the players that I have in my team that don't have a fixture in Game Week 29 is really important for me. So yeah, at the moment, I'd probably say that I'm just stuck with Raya and Gabriel until like Game Week 30 or Game Week 31 until I hit the wild card. But yeah, up until then, I think I'm just going to have to ride it out, unfortunately, with Raya and Gabriel. Not really confident, but it is what it is. We have to move on. But listen, guys, with that being said, that is how the defense is looking for Game Week 29. Not Game Week 29, for Game Week 27. But let's move on to the midfield, because this is where things get really juicy. So we do have Brian Mbeumo, Dango Utara, Cole Palmer captain, Mohamed Salah and Cliver. Now, I'm not gonna lie, right? You guys can see here, Cole Palmer is captain, and I'll be honest, I'm probably like 80% in favor of captaining Cole Palmer this week. And I know you guys know how many times I've been absolutely burned. I've been absolutely slapped in the face by Mohamed Salah, right, when I don't captain him and when I go against him, right? I've been cooked every single time by Salah, every time I go against him. But I'm not gonna lie, Southampton are absolutely rubbish, right? They stink. They've been stinking up the place week in and week out, and genuinely Southampton are that team to target. And I know Chelsea have been out of form, right? It's not the best time to be captaining a player like Cole Palmer because he's been terrible. Chelsea have been terrible, and I've been saying that. However, Southampton are really, they're honestly just so bad. Words cannot describe how bad Southampton are. And if there is ever a game, if there is ever a fixture to regain form, it's in a fixture like this. Now, listen, it's a big risk, right? It's a big risk. And you guys know, I'm not just saying this for the title. I'm not just saying this for, you know, clicks, to go against Salah. You guys already know I've done this before, right? When I have a feeling, when I have a gut feeling, I'll go with my gut feeling. And right now, my gut is telling me to take the chance, to gamble, be aggressive, and go for this Cole Palmer captain, right? I know that Cole Palmer's been out of form, and I know Salah's been cooking week in, week out. Salah's just inevitable. I wouldn't be surprised if Salah goes and gets 2 goals against Newcastle. I wouldn't be surprised if Salah goes and gets 1 goal, 1 assist against Newcastle. I literally just said how I do think, I literally just said how Newcastle have conceded, I think, 7 goals in their last 2 games, right? Defensively, they've not been looking great. However, I did also say I do think Newcastle could possibly set up in a 5 at the back, but even if they don't set up in a 5 at the back, I do think they'll take a very strong defensive approach to this game, right? And for that reason, I'm going to take my chance. I'm going to go against Mo Salah. At the end of the day, right, I want to chase the upside. I want to gain rank, and I want to gain on other FPL managers. Time is running out. Time is ticking, and I feel like I can't play it safe every single week. I've got to take a few calculated risks if I want to push for that top 100k, and at the moment, I feel like this is a calculated risk that I have to take, right? So I'm going to go for this Cole Palmer captaincy. Honestly, the more and more I think about it, the more and more I want to do it. The more and more I'm getting pumped up, and the more and more I'm just ready to go. I'm ready to go because I have a feeling it could work, and I have a feeling Cole Palmer could possibly just explode in this game and sort of regain his form. I mean, if Cole Palmer doesn't return in this game, when is he ever going to return? He literally has to return. Bro, Southampton get cooked week in, week out by every single team. You've literally got a queue of Premier League teams waiting to absolutely just take their turn and destroy Southampton. That's literally how it is. Every single Premier League club is standing. Imagine there's a door. There's a door right in front of you. You've got the other 19 Premier League clubs in a queue waiting for their turn to play against Southampton just so they can slap them up silly, right? Because Southampton are the whipping boys of this league, right? Southampton are one of the worst teams in this league. So listen, I think I'm going to go for Cole Palmer captain. I'm not going to spend too much more time talking about it. You guys know that, you know, more times than not, when I have a feeling, I'll go for it. And as I said, I've got a feeling about captain and Cole Palmer this week. So yeah, man, it's always scary. It's always scary, but honestly, I don't think I'll change. I actually don't. Obviously, you guys will see what I do in the deadline stream, but yeah, I'm like 80% in favour of captain Cole Palmer against Southampton this week. So yeah, man, let's just see what happens, man. It is always, yeah, scary going against Mo Salah. But listen, with that being said, we also do have Brian Obemo. Everton at home is a really, really nice fixture. Well, actually, because it's at home, it's a nice fixture. I wouldn't say it's a really, really nice fixture because I think Everton have been pretty decent as of late. But also Brentford coming off the back of a 4-0 win, which is really, really nice. So I'm hoping that, you know, Brian Obama can get the job done. And we also do have our double Bournemouth attack. Hopefully no red cards in this game. But yeah, Dango and Cliver up against Brighton away from home. I like it. Brighton do have a bit of form, not going to lie. You know, they beat Chelsea 3-0. They beat Southampton 4-0. They do have a bit of form, but I'm not going to lie. I still do think Brighton are very poor defensively, and there will be spaces left in behind for the likes of Dango and Clivert to exploit. I'm pretty confident with that. So, yeah, I got no problem there playing with Clivert and Dango, to be honest with you, against Brighton. So, yeah, let's see what happens with that. But with that being said, guys, to complete the team, in the front two, we do have Yohan Wissa and big boy Jean-Philippe Mateta. And I'm not going to lie, guys, as you can see, we do have Alexander Isak on the bench. Now, this is an interesting one. I don't know who I would start Isak for. That's the problem. I really don't know. I don't want to bench either Mboma or Wissa. I don't want to bench any of the Bournemouth players like Cliver or Dango. I'm not benching Mateta. I just feel like it's a fixtures play, right? Liverpool away from home is one of the, in fact, is the hardest fixture a player can get in this Premier League season, right? Liverpool away at Anfield. It's a tough fixture. And I know Isak can... You could argue that Isak is fixture proof, and you'd be fair to say that, to be fair. I'm not going to lie, like, he probably is fixture proof. But I always like to play the players with the easier fixture. It's just the way I like to play. And also, it just feels very suboptimal, right? Starting Alexander Isak when I've got double Liverpool defence. And I'm not going to lie, if I was to start Isak, I'd probably start Mazraoui, because I don't want to start Isak against my two Liverpool defenders. That just feels silly. So if I was going to start Isak for, let's say, Dango, I would definitely start Mazraoui instead of Konate, right? So with that being said, I guess it's a question of what combination is better, Konate and Dango or Isak and Mazraoui. Now for me, I prefer Dango and Konate, and that's the route I'm going to go for, which is why I'm benching Isak. Look, you guys might think it's stupid, which is fair enough, but with my team and the way it is, I just don't like the idea of playing my attacker against my two defenders. It just feels so stupid. So yeah, I'm benching Isak this week. Hopefully he doesn't punish me. In the reverse fixture, he did get 1 goal and 1 assist. So yeah, hopefully he doesn't do that again. But yeah, let's just see what happens with that. But yeah, we do have, like I said, Yohan Wissa against Everton and big boy Jean-Philippe Mateta against Aston Villa at home. I think it's a pretty good fixture for Mateta. I'm not going to lie. I do think the Aston Villa defense isn't good at all. So yeah, man, and Mateta does have the form as well. So yeah, man, this is how the team is looking, right? This is how the team is looking. And I think it does look pretty good for Game Week 27. I'm feeling pretty confident, if I'm being honest. Yeah, obviously I am nervous. And we'll be there, guys, for a watch-along tomorrow, Tuesday and Wednesday. We will be there for a watch-along. It is obviously going to be nervous. Backing against Mohamed Salah once again. You guys might say I just don't learn my lesson. But it's just the way I am. It's just the way I am, and I can't help myself, guys. I cannot help myself. Yes, I know you might say just put it on Salah, play it safe. Salah's been cooking week in, week out. He's got goals and assists, you know, for fun every single week. But as I said, it's just the way I like to play. I like to go for what I think is the higher upside, and I just want to target this poor Southampton team. As simple as that. So yeah, yeah. I'm just going to do what I believe is right, and that's captain Cole Palmer. So let's just see how it goes, man. Let's see how it goes. I'd love to know in the comments, who are you guys going to be putting the captain's armband on? Yeah, please let me know down below in the comments. Are you going to be putting it on Cole Palmer, or are you going to be keeping it on Mohamed Salah? Listen, if you're going to go for Mohamed Salah, I don't blame you. I wouldn't even say you're only keeping it on Salah out of fear. No, you're literally just keeping it on Salah because he's literally proved that he can just do ridiculous things every single week. every single week in terms of goals and assists. It's got to the point where somehow, some way, he just finds a way, right, to deliver goals and assists. So at this point in time, most people aren't even captain Mohamed Salah because they're scared to go against him. It's just because he's just the best captain option every single week at this point. And you could even argue he's the best captain option ahead of Cole Palmer this week. However, as I said, I'm just going to play the fixture with Cole Palmer. So yeah, anyway, I'm probably waffling. You guys are probably sick of my voice now, so I'm going to end the video there. Let's see how things turn out before the deadline. Make sure you guys do tune into that. And of course, like I said, I'll be doing a live watch long for the Tuesday evening games, right? So yeah, I'll be live for the Brighton Bournemouth game, for the Crystal Palace Villa game, for the Wolves Fulham game, and of course, the big game for me, which is going to be Chelsea versus Southampton. So yeah, make sure you guys do smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. It's been your boy FPL Ryan, and I will catch you in the next one. But until then, I'm out. Peace.